What's up, y'all? You want to learn a slow acoustic blues riff from one of the very best ever? This guy's name is Robert Belfour, and he's one of my very favorites. He plays a lot of really high energy acoustic blues, but this one's much slower and easier to play, and it's a great place to start if you're just a beginner. We'll watch it together. I'll show you how he plays the riff, and then also how he turns that single riff into a full-length song. Let's check it out. Change the A there. Trill, nice.
Baby, they ain't going down.
Nice. Let's stop it there. So this is a slow blues, but the coolest thing right off the top is the tuning. This is a baritone guitar tuning. What that means is it's basically standard tuning, but everything is tuned down a fourth, so that your lowest string, which used to be E, is tuned all the way down to B. And then the rest of the strings are tuned down that same amount until you get this tuning over here, baritone tuning. Before we keep watching, let's learn that open riff first. So right at first, he does 3 different variations. Let's go through them one by one. That's the first one. So he goes O3 and then hammering on O2 and then to the open D string. So all together we have. That's the first half. And it's almost like a call and response. He does that riff and then something up top. And that's the first variation, where he goes. So he's sliding up, 4th fret of the G string to play that B unison, and then sliding it down to 2nd fret. Releasing, open, 2. So all together. If you want to make it a little more authentic to what he's actually doing, after he does the, he keeps this thumb kind of going like this. Thumb, thumb, thumb. So we kind of keep that thumb going. Let's look at the variations that he does too. Second variation. So the same idea, call phrase, and then the second answer phrase goes. And then the third one. So it has that third phrase, along with, and then with all the thumb and everything. It's so fun to play when you put the pieces together like that. There's actually a 4th phrase. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Now I want to make a comment, he's not always keeping that thumb going on the answer phrases. Sometimes he does those by themselves. And sometimes he has the thumb like. So cool, so 4 cool riffs, 4 cool easy riffs that you can just play in a row and vary them just like him. And you can do the easy version, just the single notes, or you can do the harder version where you keep the thumb going on the answer riff. Let's keep going. So check it out. So that's the same thing, but he's doing it over the A chord. So this time he goes. So that's the first bottom phrase, playing open A to the 3rd, which is the 4th fret here, to the 5th, which is the 2nd fret of the D string, and then open, which is the 7th, the flat 7th of A. So he plays kind of like phrases like. Let's hear him again. There's one. last one he goes back to that E minor pentatonic to kind of lead your ear back to that E chord. Let's keep going. Trills. So that, on the trill he goes open. So he plays that note first, and then he trills 3 times. Keep it going. This is the phrase he's playing over B. He only does that once. Let's back that up too. That's the phrase he's playing over B. Kind of highlighting over this B shape, right? He's playing root, 3rd, 5th, root, flat 7th, 6th, flat 6. And he's gonna play the phrase over A.
Baby name going down.
And now he's gonna start singing. Let's watch more of it.
Down the road, look at myself.
I love how he rocks back and forth,
Yes, you know
like
you're
hypnotic.
walking. Down the road, look at myself.
Okay, that was a new part too. So there he's just playing over the A chord instead of doing the... He's playing this, just A7. So there, you can do like kind of a thumb on the A string, index, adding accents, or you can just kind of do a strum if you can't do that. After he gets that done with this, he's gonna go straight back into the E riff. Let's keep going.
Lord, you know if I can't take you with
There's the
me,
B7. Back to the A7. Back to riffing.
Honey, you know I love you, dog.
Back to that A. Back to E riffs.
Yes, I love you, baby.
Back to that A chord again. A7, formed like this.
I'll do anything you want me to.
He's always keeping that groove by tapping his foot in some way.
Lord, you know ain't nothing in this world.
That B7 chord? He plays the B7 like this. It's a B7 over A. So it's just the A7 shape that you play here. However you play it, 2 fingers like that, 2 fingers like this. Just slide the whole thing up this. And he's playing the chord just like this. Back to that A7. And then back to the riffs. Let's keep going. A7. Back to riffing.
Ain't gonna keep on crying.
Cool, I did like a little drop there and everybody goes crazy. Or a couple people did. So it's just repeating a lot of the stuff that we did from the beginning. A7. Notice on the A7 chord, you can see that his thumb is wrapped here. See that thumb wrap like that? That is so that you can mute the low string. So that way he's strumming. And if he accidentally hits the string, it doesn't make any noise. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. There's that B7 chord again.
You don't want to follow me, Lord, Lord, Lord.
Back to that A7.
I'm gonna find me some here.
Back to the kind of A riffs that he did from the beginning. Trills. There's the B7 riff, A riff.
Mama, you can treat me wrong.
A lot of times when he starts the new part, he's going over the A7 chord, back to the riff, an E. Plays it 4 times, back to A.
Yes, you can treat me wrong.
Telling the story.
But I'll keep on living just the same. One of these days, babe.
There's the B7 again.
One of these days, babe.
Back to the A7.
You're gonna hear somebody call my name. Ain't gonna keep on crying.
Straight back into that A part. So he's not following a straight form, right? He's telling the story, singing the song, and he plays the parts as long as he feels like he needs to. Now he keeps going in the same order. He'll always play like A chord to tell the story part. And then after he's done telling the story, however long this takes, he goes back to the riff. And then he'll go back to that A7. And then the third time he does that, he'll go to the B7. Remember, it's B7 over A. Or you can kind of just try to make sure that you hit these top strings instead of this A string. And then down to the A7. And then back to... But let's keep going.
You know if I can't take you with me, little
B7 again.
you don't wanna follow me.
A7.
I'm gonna find me somebody here.
It's back to the beginning phrases, the opening riffs. It's almost like this, like a solo part. B7 part. A7.
I done wrote a little bit myself. No, you don't wanna go me, Lord.
There's the B7.
You don't wanna follow me, Lord, Lord, Lord. But I'm gonna find me somebody here. I ain't gonna do it. Woman down and wrote a little bit myself.
Cool. And he ends on E. So he does like a little riff and then strums at E.